Probably should have set this up first. I'm not professional. You guys know that by now, right? You do know that. Okay. Sewing machine, good view. Ben. Oh, I thought you froze. Weirdo. Okay. Come on in here. I'm bored. Come on down. Rainbow tape. Gotta find it. There it is. Okay. Purple zipper. I think we're set. Oh, thank you. Hi, everybody. Hey. Hopefully a moderator hops in. Hi, everybody. Yeah, Ben's like, here, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So, I can't really reach my phone to check comments. Ben, can you read comments for me? Thank you. No, you gotta read them aloud. Oh, he's not into it. I know I am sewing pretty late. I went to a CJ's Christmas party, his work Christmas party, and I didn't get enough done today. So here I am. First I'm gonna work on an NCW and then I'm gonna work on an Emily bag. So we're probably gonna be here for like 2.5 hours. If you guys need to ask a question, keep asking until I answer, or I'm sure somebody else can answer for you guys. I'm just gonna try and get through this, but I figured I'd go live because it's always nice to not be alone. So I'm starting on the NCW card slots. I cut this to 16 by 16 and fold it at the appropriate places, and then cut off the excess. I did, yeah, thank you. It's still crazy to me how many people watch and are inspired, but I love seeing it, so I'm glad. And I'm also glad to hear that you're enjoying Kat's videos, because I know I am too. You can learn so much from so many different people, so I think it's important to kind of pay attention to everybody's. Oh. I was like, where's my trash can? Hi from Connecticut. Oh yeah, thanks. Guys, my hair, CJ dyed it for me. I like mixed a ton of colors and I was like, will you put this on my head? He did a pretty good job. I know, right? Go CJ. I texted him, I was like, please. Yeah, we were watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel, and just hanging out. He and I don't, like, hang out that often. Alright, sewing down. Struggle. I am obsessed. Okay. Got my card slots. Make sure everything stays folded. There we go. And I just base these in place. I bet I've made close to like 90 NCWs. It's probably more than that, and I just don't want to get depressed thinking how many I've made. Okay, goodbye. Oh yeah, I saw that Kat had her craft show today too, so I hope it went well. Alright, so right now what I'm doing is marking out 8 inches, which is the size you're supposed to cut to, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew next to that 8-inch mark, basically basting all of this together. And then when I cut it apart, voila, they are the size I need. So then I'm going to cut off my excess. The excess that you have on here is, honestly, it's about an inch under. So once your card slots are finished, there should be an inch below that last card slot. And that is the excess that you trim away. And then, hi Linda. And then you just line your card slots facing up. Kind of center it. The NCW is from Emmeline's Sewing Patterns. And then I'm going to mark my center line. And I folded it in half, but I am going to actually measure. But it's 4 inches is your center line. Then you want to crease, pull that down. And I also hope I didn't mess these card slots up. I keep like extra credit cards on hand, credit cards or gift cards to check the size. Should be good. I don't know why I'm so confused right now. It's probably a sign that I shouldn't be sewing, but I have to get this done. It's a Christmas order, of course. Okay, so I've got my center line marked, and I'm just double checking that there's enough room on either side for when I put the bag together for the card slots to actually fit. Yes, I've had a very long day. Right now I think it's like 11 maybe. It's 10:30 or so. Plus being at CJ's holiday party, kind of mentally draining. So then I'm going to grab the back side of the card slots, which isn't that. There it is. Yes, I'm located in Illinois. All right, laying these pieces right sides together. Sew it from this side. And I have a video on the NCW, so if you're looking for a more serious tutorial, I would check out past Lauren. Happy holidays. You sell a lot of bags. I want to switch to making bags, but also a niche. Could you please? Yes. The Juki I use is the DU1181N. Alright, flipping this through. And then I'm going to steam it. Yeah, I actually used to sew this late, like every single night, because I'd spend all day cutting and interfacing and then sew everything at night. Trimming the excess here. Alright, so card slots. Again, I like to just double check that they're all gonna work, and I think we're good. Yeah. I'll just have to be really careful when I sew them in. Sew them in properly. All right, so now I'm going to make my zipper pocket. I like to get the entrails of the wallet out of the way. So I need my zipper. I'm laying that face down with my pull to the right. And then I like to fold the tape, the ends of this 7-inch zipper a 90-degree angle. I'm just using an all-purpose zipper. You really don't need a bigger zipper for the lining inside of this, and it adds less bulk to the inside of your wallet. I used to use an all-purpose or a handbag zipper, and then I would clip the wristlet strap to it, but I wasn't a huge fan of that. So I'm pressing wrong sides together. So there's the lining, there's the exterior, and I'm just going to sew across the top. And a nice basting. And then I'm going to lay the back side face down. And then again, fold the tops of my zipper up. And I really don't add a lot of interfacing to my lining fabrics for the NCW because you really don't need to add too much. If you're working with something that's going to stretch over time, you might want to add a little extra care. To that. But otherwise, once you get items in the wallet, that's going to add the stability right there. So I like to make sure people keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm going to baste this. Press that. So that's what the lining side looks like, and there is the exterior. This is the front, this is the back. So I'm going to unzip it. Make sure that your zipper is unzippable. And then I'm going to put right sides together with my zipper pocket lining also facing down. So this is going to have raw edges, but we're going to cover it up just keep it shaped. So I'm going to use a little bit more than a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to go around the square. And then what I'm going to do is kind of just trim down the seam allowance. And I like to trim down this corner, but leave some bulk at the top of that. And then I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to unzip this, push on those corners. And why I leave a little bit of bulk here is so when I top stitch, there's a nice lip to it. Love a nice lip. So I'm pushing the corners of everything out, zipping it back up. I just want to make sure everything looks nice, and you want to make sure that your lining fabric, what up in Portland? You want to make sure that your lining fabric isn't like bunchy or wavy inside. Okay, so there's that. Ooh, Laura, that would be fun. If you want to place a custom order, you can always email me, contact me through my website, or you can order the custom handbag deposit and kind of let me know what you're wanting. And then I can send you an updated invoice for the remainder. Okay, so what I'm doing now is top stitching all the way around. And this is kind of covering up that raw seam that we left inside and adding a little more stability to the wallet. It gets a little thick at the top of the zipper, so you don't have to go all the way up. But it just helps compress this and keep its shape. And then what I like to do is fold it in half and clip it. And add a piece of 1/4 inch wide double-sided tape to the spine. So I just add a little bit there. Ooh, you'd give me total creative freedom. I need a little more to go on. Like if you need crossbody strap, handle length, and like vinyl or leather, that kind of thing, but I like creative freedom. So then I leave this clipped like this for a little while I work on the rest of the bag. So now I need some hardware. Grab my little container here. Go ahead and grab a rainbow nameplate. I'm gonna put 2. I like to put a smaller nameplate on my wallets, but I've been having a hard time mixing metals lately. I don't think nickel nameplates look bad when someone wants rainbow, but this person, I'm pretty sure it's a custom order like for his wife or something, so I want to, you know, make it super fancy. I'm going to make the wristlet strap really quick. This is a 3-inch wide piece of fabric that I'm folding in half to make a 3/4 inch wide strap. I could absolutely use a pre-made wristlet strap from my website, but I like to add the option of something a little bit thicker. So I'm just gonna sew this. Go down one side, back up the other. grab my 3/4 inch wide piece, loop that through, and then I fold the raw ends together like that. So both raw ends are encased there, and then I just sew a box stitch. And there's tons of different ways to make it wristless strap. So if this doesn't strike your fancy, try a different way. There's the box stitch. Set that aside. So now I'm gonna go ahead and work on the flap. I wanted to add a little extra again for this. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you could join us. So I cut out this leather accent. The type of presser foot that I'm using is just the standard one the machine came with. I'm gonna go ahead and fold the underside of the flap in half, the lining side, so I can add my snap. The snap gets placed 1 inch from the bottom in the center. Marking that out. I've already got this stabilized. You do memory bears. Do you have a website? I have a grand. I do not do memory bears, but I think my friend Cindy does memory bears. Sandra also does memory bears, and yes. Sorry, you might not have been asking me. I just interrupted. It's like, oh, finally you're looking and it's not even about you. Hey Ben, what's up? Where you going? Oh, just full butthole. Goober. Oh, seriously, you guys, no worries. I'm all about supporting small businesses. So if you guys want to contact separately, that's fine too, but no worries. Okay, so I've got the there is the male magnetic snap, so I'm going to add the female magnetic snap to the exterior fabric, 2 inches from the bottom in the center. Then, please don't chew on the plastic. I've added a little scrap of Decaville light where this snap is. Okay, so there's that. And then just so I know the difference, what I'm going to do is fold this one in half and then in half the other way, and I'm going to cut open a small slit. So this is my lining fabric, not my exterior. just cut that open. So I can set those aside and get back to working on the flap. Back to the flap. So I'm gonna really quick kind of press this. I'm gonna put fabric over top. I'm not gonna use any steam. Just gonna use the heat from the iron. Yeah. That helped. And then I'm gonna use basting spray. Little late, all good. Lay this flat and just spray a little bit of this basting spray. Hey Kira, glad you could join us. We've got a few admins. Thankful for that. All right. So this is where I get to have a little bit of fun being creative with the NCW. I've got this little piece here, and I kind of eyeball where I put it, but I think it's an inch from the edges. Yep, looks good. And then with the basting spray, I can kind of place it and then resituate it if I need to. Kind of lay that flat. But I just think it adds more admins, more fun. A little something extra. So 4.5 stitch length. Go nice and slow around the edge. I didn't edge coat this because I didn't want it to be like super crispy, I guess is the only word I can think of. I just wanted it to be really soft. Nice. And then I'm going to change up sew the inside. You could also do this after you've sewn the flap together, and then you know that it's not going to look weird once you get the flap on. And I have my hand on the wheel of the machine just so if it gets a little bit out of hand, I can like stop it. Which is weird. Yeah, that's Ben back there wandering around. So there's that accent piece sewn on. I like it. So then right sides together. What are you doing? Oh. Stitch length set to 4. And just sew around the outside. And then you can use pinking shears, whatever. Hey, please keep your face away from the scissors, sir. Sir. Sit down, sit down. Benjamin, you're killing me, man. then you're gonna turn this, and I am gonna press it, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm pressing it from the interior, not the exterior. I mean, let's be honest, this show is for him. So I'm just gently pushing that seam out. It is quite thick with the 2 layers of woven fuse, the 2 layers of Decaville light, but it feels nice and sturdy. I don't know, but it's also gonna like soften over time. The Death Star. Yeah, truth. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna press this from the lining side using steam. It shouldn't affect the leather accent, especially now that it's sewn in place. And then I'm gonna top stitch. I'm gonna set my stitch length to a 4.5, keep it consistent with the accent stitch. Voila. And I'm just going right up against the outside edge. And I used to have issues with like skipped stitches on this step and all that. But ever since I switched to the Tex 92 or Tex 60 thread and this larger size needle, I've had no issues. So then I'm going to sew across the top, close that up. If your machine gets caught on the snap on that step, you could add your snap after. And literally changed my life. I actually filmed a little bit of an interfacing video tonight while I was cutting and interfacing this, and I was like, Decaville changed my life. It's true though. Decaville is awesome. Ben, what can I help you with? Can you go to your spot? Ooh. Oh. Go to your spot. Yeah, go to your spot. Oh no, it was supposed to be here, but it's not. So there's the flap. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this in half, snip the center. Hey, what's great is if I mess this up, I have more fabric. I ordered extra. I think everything is just kind of delayed with the holidays. Aslan, I would buy my iron again, and I might have to. Mine is pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie, but that's because I dropped it. It was a very expensive iron, but I really do like it. Okay, so I'm adding a little piece of leather. Aslan, let me show you. So it's a little wobbly, this part here. So it kind of like, that's funny. How do I clean the base of my iron? Honestly, I never have. It's looking pretty good though, I think. I'd buy it again just because it's pink. 10 out of 10, absolutely. Yeah, at least it still works. I have dropped it twice. Terrifying because it's so expensive. Ooh. Oh, Johnny, that's amazing. Still goes. Okay. So we want to see both of our snaps facing up, and I'm going to line up my center snips. And I'm going to lay down my D-ring. So there's that. Iron on salt, it will clean. Mine only lasted a year. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, this seems pretty centered. I'm going to baste stitch this now so that it doesn't shift. I don't know why I always sew with a long sleeve sweater. Like, I'm constantly like pulling it up, pulling it down. You need to just get like strictly 3/4 sleeved sweaters. Okay, I shouldn't be futzing with those now. I realize that can be annoying. Okay, there's my center line. So I'm going to add my nameplate. North Carolina wrestling. That's funny. I love North Carolina. Okay. I know, I can sew and fix them. Oh, yay. Gravity feed. It sounds amazing. I made such tiny little holes, I couldn't even find them. There we go. Wow. Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right. So my nameplate's added, my D-ring is attached. I can grab my lining fabric now and lay that on top. Got my center hole opened. Probably shouldn't tell people that on YouTube. All right, make sure that your D-ring is facing down. My stitch length is set to 4. And my bobbin just ran out. Appreciate you. Better now than later. Okay, and then I like to trim the fabric out of the wings. What type of fabric is this print? It is linen cotton canvas from Spoonflower interfaced with Woven Fuse. Hey Mopsy. Just kind of brushing my hand through there. Making sure all the seams are nice and flat, and then I'm gonna press this. Hi Leah, not Leah. Okay. So then before I go through the trouble of top stitching, I'm just gonna make sure everything looks good, feels good. I'm gonna top stitch this. Okay, I'm gonna use a stitch length of 4.5. Again, I'm keeping my hand on the turn wheel to help me control the speed a little bit better around the turn. I don't know why. It may not even actually be my hand controlling, but when I like tighten my grip on the wheel, I slow my foot down. I don't know. But it helps me. So that's what I do. Weird. Maybe. Alright, so then I'm going to lay my card slots inside. They seem really short. I'm not mad at it, they just seem short. And then before I sew anything, I'm going to add 3 clips. One at the top, one at the bottom, and one in the center. And then repeat that step on the other side here. And it went nowhere. That's a bummer. I may have to redo the slots because they don't seem centered and I'm not really happy with that. So we'll see. I have more fabric and I don't necessarily have to finish this NCW right now. I can finish it a little bit later, but I don't want to send something out that I'm not like totally in love with, but I am loving the way this looks so far. I'm really glad I added the little accent piece here, and there's what it looks like from the back. But if you can see here, usually the center line of your card slots is in the center of your flaps here, and I just am worried that once I add my stitching that I'm not gonna actually be able to get any cards in, which is why I added those clips to test that out. So let's see. Well, it would work. Maybe on this side it wouldn't. Well, all right. So what I did is adding those clips is basically where I'm going to be stitching down. So I want to make sure I can still get those cards in. So I can even add more clips just to make sure. And your card slots will kind of stretch out over time, which is good, especially if they're kind of hard to get in and out of, but it is handmade, so all card slots are usable, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm okay with it if they work. So let's do it. This fabric was actually custom requested by a customer, and I usually like to ask, is this something you want specifically for you, and then you're charged the custom order fee, or are you fine with it being available to other people and then you're not charged a custom order fee? And she was like, hey, if other people want it, share away. And I'm like, that's right. Awesome. Okay. Hey, they work. All right, so the next step is the zipper pocket divider. So I want to make sure that my zipper is on the left side and that my tape is in the center. And then I let it lay flat open, make sure everything seems straight. And then what I like to do is take my little 1-inch ruler. I line up the 1/2 inch mark with my center crease. And then sketch around that to mark where I need to sew. But something you can do before you sketch it out, just to make sure everything is centered, is leave your 1-inch ruler in there and make sure everything like snaps together nicely. Let's see. Where is Ben right now? Are you playing with my zipper by the yard? My fault for putting a stool there. All right, so it's good. Make sure your lining fabric is nice and flat. And then I'm gonna sew around. You can choose to do 2 parallel lines, but I'm just gonna do a box stitch. Why is the bottom line not there? There we go. And this is gonna close up the hole that you left to kind of birth the wallet through. That is not where those go. So there's the bottom. And then we're gonna clip this. The pattern does have lines that you can match up. I just kind of eyeball it, use clips, and then see how it looks, readjust if need be. But you can kind of just sense where it needs to go to close it up. And just make sure it closes nicely. So no, I didn't make the bag, that's next. This was just the wallet. I like it. So there's what the inside looks like, and what I'm gonna do, yes, glad we have admins, I missed the comments, so. So what I like to do, honestly, is just leave the clips in for a little while, leave it snapped, and then I'll either rivet the sides or I will sew the sides. It depends on what the materials are. I'll probably sew these sides, but I like to leave it clipped for a little while so it kind of holds its shape and I can make sure that I like the way it looks. But I think it looks really nice and I'm excited. Yay! Alright, so we're gonna move on to the bag portion. I'm excited, very excited for this Emily bag. We're gonna go ahead and start with the exterior handles. I know I've got a good amount of thread in my bobbin. And let's go. All right. Crossbody strap. Exterior panels. 1 strap, 2 strap, red fish, blue fish. Okay. So I believe this is like a 2-ounce leather, probably from Handy, honestly. I think I was at the Tandy in either Arizona or California, probably California, with my sister, and they had a really nice sale on leather. This like black upholstery leather. These are 28-inch handles, and I'm just marking down the center with the tape. Hello, Ben. Can I help you? Are you mad because I'm touching something else that's black and it's not you? Okay, folding one raw edge into the center of the tape. Did you just move this to knock me in the head? That's probably me. Ben! What? What? What do you want? Do I mark the pieces so I know which is which? Not really, I just have made this bag so many times that I know what's what. Did you really think that was a good idea? Please don't ruin my chair, sir. All right. Ben. He's really active tonight. Over the top, literally. Ben, you're being too much. Can I show how I fold my zipper ends? I do have a website. Ugh. Right, with hair removal. Hey, Christian. All right. Oh, you even messed up my thread while you were doing whatever it is you were doing. All right. Okay, bye. Crazy kid. one strap is done. Cut off the excess fabric on the ends. Oh, have a good night. Leather cuts so nicely. All right, I'm gonna work on this crossbody strap. Oh, that's so cute. So I'm gonna fold the ends of this under 1/2 inch. I will say about this iron, sometimes I notice like the steam function is kind of finicky. Even if it's full, sometimes it's like, and then other times it's like, I'm like, can you make up your mind on what kind of steam you're gonna have for me today? It's being real gusty today, but earlier it was just like, serious fruit salad. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but it really does save your wrist from having to like tip it back on itself. I noticed that there was like a really cute one for the Missouri quilt website, and I was like, oh, I like that one. Oh, orange door hinge. All right. So I'm gonna sew up the strap. Ooh, that's fun. It's like all their eyeballs. Okay. I think next year a goal of mine is going to be to like actually write down what, like how many bags I make in a year, because some people ask like, oh yeah, how many bags do you make? And I don't know a number. Like for NCWs, maybe I've made like 120 and I just feel like it's not that many. I don't know. I have no concept. But I'd like to like tally how much I make, how many products, not how much money. love to know. All right, crossbody strap. Need 2 slide adjusters. No, 2 snap hooks, 1 slide adjuster. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love that you mentioned that, because I have seen some bag makers charge a lot for their bags, and I just I like to keep it affordable. I don't know. I applaud how much they charge though, because you are paying for knowledge, etc., but in my head I have to think, like, how much would I, you know, how much would I pay? So for leather custom bags, I do charge a lot more, but for the bags on my website, I don't know, I want to keep it affordable, you know? And also because, like, my fabrics are so niche, well, they're not so niche, there's a lot of it out there, but I don't take a lot of, like, random orders, so I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. Oh, you weren't a fan of the Swoon Brooklyn? The next swoon video, oh my gosh, I was doing like a swoon of the month and I don't think I kept up with that at all. So my next swoon is going to be an olive vanity bag. I'm really excited for that. It's CJ's mom's Christmas present. I guess technically she's like my mom too. Yeah, I know, right, Ben? What do you want? He's been ignoring me all week, and then today he wants to hang out with me. What's your deal, Ben? I did save his snaggletooth. I did. Oh, Nita! I like that idea. I don't think it would be hard to kind of adapt. Hi, Allison. Welcome. It's nice to have you. All right. So, because this leather is so soft, I added Decaville Light to the whole panel. So I'm going to start by adding my accent fabric. Ben, please return to your assigned seat. Oh, it's full of straps. You can't. Okay, I'll move them. Only the first one is ever close. Yeah, it's so true. Okay. Okay, fabric is face up. Make sure the notches are facing up. Looks good. Make sure it's centered. Looks good. Okay, stitch length of 5. And I'm going to press the seam allowance down. top stitch through the leather. Because I did not cut the Decaville out of the seam allowance, I've got a really bulky ridge there. I'm excited about it. I love it. Sounded creepy when I said it, but can't help it. Okay. Realize my lighting isn't terrible. I used to like set up a ring light so the lighting was better. I've gotten so lazy. I apologize for that. Okay. Ben, please return to your assigned seat. Thank you. CJ done with D&D already? The wallet I charged $70 for. The NCW isn't like a massive seller for me, but it is pretty much the only wallet I offer, so it sells fairly well. So I'm going to attach my square rings. Are you done already? Okay, I'm getting all my strap connectors ready. Got 6 total pieces here that are cut to 2 inches by 4 inches. Adding double-sided tape down the center. I'm gonna fold these in half, raw edges in towards the center. I'm gonna cut these apart later. I don't know, it may not actually be quicker, but I feel like it's quicker to do these like 2 at a time like this and then just cut them apart. And then I'm going to grab, I've got 4 square rings and 2 triangle buckles that need these connectors. So I'm just going to slide them through. Oh, tape. More tape. Never enough tape. So I'm just cutting pieces of double-sided tape. I don't place them exactly in the center, just kind of eyeball a little bit lower. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Slide that under. Goodbye, Ben. That was hilarious. And then I'm going to add another piece of double-sided tape before I sew it to the bag just to help keep it in place. Oh, thanks, Inga. They've been really fun to film too. It's nice having quick tutorials, and there's less planning and cutting and interfacing. I can just whip it out. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. If you guys have any suggestions for quick ones too, let me know. Let me know. Okay, another piece of double-sided tape. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to fully finish this bag in the live video, just because I can feel I'm getting tired. I just hate that this, because I work in the basement, this machine will sew through probably 8 layers of leather pretty easily. So yeah, I work in my basement, so it's hard for me to try to fall asleep knowing that there's things I need to finish. There's orders that need to go out that are just sitting down here waiting for me to find the time to do them. All right. I'm going to get the connectors on the bag. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. And then I just use the double-sided tape to lay that on there nicely. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Inga, that's so frustrating. I'm sorry. It's user error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So now I can sew these on. Oh, thank you. Good morning to Germany. That's awesome. All right, I'm switching my stitch length to a 4.5. Rolling the sleeves back up. I don't know how they fell down. I don't think I would ever want to actually cut them off because I do like having long sleeves when I'm not sewing. You want to be extremely careful with leather because you don't want to sew too far. That hole is not going to disappear. So I'm going really slow on these connectors. I like to add a little back stitch at the beginning and the end. This leather is thin enough that I can rivet through, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully, if I remember to do so. I think I've used, some people use painter's tape to protect their vinyl when they're doing this step. I haven't tried that, but I mean, it makes sense. It's not gonna hurt. Hopefully it's not gonna hurt anything underneath, so why not? So there are the connectors added. One layer. And the exterior of this bag comes together pretty quickly, but that's because I don't really add like a pocket to the exterior. Usually it's not standard, but is requestable. Seriously? Bobbin, why you gotta do me like that? Okay, there's that. I'm gonna add my bottom panel and then I'll add my rivets. I'm just gonna sew the bottom panel onto one side for now and then I'll add the rivets. 4 to 7 hours, oh no. The needle was on backwards. That's the worst when it's such an easy fix. Ugh, I'm so sorry. All right, stitch length set to 4. I'm just following against the edge of the interfacing. And I'm going to set my stitch length to 5. The top stitch. And then I'm going to add my rivets before I continue on, and then it gets too hard. I meant to add my purse feet first, but I can do it after. Not a big deal. Oh, done. I want some. Get ready to block. Yeah, good point. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Kira's on it. I love this sweater too. I was looking for it the other night. Ugh. And then I realized it was hanging like on my closet door because I love it so much and always want to wear it. I really want to treat myself to another one of their sweaters, but I cannot decide which one. think I need to get a charger cord. All right. Oh, yes. Animal Crossing shirt. Okay. I wish I had more time to play Animal Crossing. I'll go, like, I get into spurts of playing it. Like, I've literally been playing since GameCube. So I'm pretty sure I was in 4th grade. Hola. Alright, top stitching. And now we're gonna add purse feet. It's gonna go way down. Is this my hobby or my job? It's my job. This is my job. It's crazy. This is what I do for a living. I don't think I can actually see those marks. No, I cannot. Well, I don't know if I can see them or if my brain just says I can see them. Let's try a different pen. Like, can I see it? Yeah, I can see that. Why I'm marking on the right side of the fabric, I don't know. Okay. Those for now. I like to add 5 purse feet. You can add 6 if you like. I will be adding a 6th to the center. And then I'll put my nameplate on. Have fun, Cheryl. Thanks, Inga. I appreciate it. I'm always glad to hear that. I don't know why I'm so self-conscious about my sewing patterns. Take everything so personally, but it's nice to know that people enjoy making it. So when we mention fruit salad, it's because someone is commenting that is needing to be seen to the door. So when we mention fruit, I think the original joke was like, there's a fruit and we need to show them the door. So we say like orange door hinge. I don't know. It was a joke that kept going. Also, I apologize if I left the video up and you guys are watching it. I love the Lauren bag. I've made so many. Oh, good. Yes, this is my own sewing pattern. And yeah, you can order it from my website. So I'm adding duct tape to the purse feet, even though I should have done it. Maybe I'll add like a second line of stitching. Yes, the Emily was my first sewing pattern. It's inspired by my sister, Emily. So a few years ago for Christmas, I wanted a silhouette cameo, and I made my sisters, all 2 of them. I made them like these fun little tote bags, and they had like a vinyl accent, and I put like their monogram on them, and my sister Emily was like, I really love this, and I use it as my book bag, but it's falling apart. I used a really crappy machine. Oh, that's so good that they loved them. Hey, you start somewhere. But anyway, so I visited my sister around her birthday, and she's like, will you make me a bag for my birthday? I was like, sure. And so we worked for hours and hours on what she liked, and I was like, ooh, I bet I could like write this as a pattern. So I did. Alright, so I added a second row of stitching, one for fancy looks, and so that tape, that duct tape stays put. So I've got everything riveted, I've got my strap connectors attached, they're even, so I'm going to put right sides together. Line up my accent panels. Side panels. I'm gonna clip it good. I'm gonna use a stitch length of 4. I'm gonna sew along this side here. I like to make sure I top stitch or back stitch at the start, at the stop, and then at the accent panel. So where I start down here, back stitch, go up, back stitch. And then, ooh, got that together. And then we're gonna square the bottom. Yes, this will be available. The Lauren bag is smaller, but somewhat similar in size. I believe the bottom of it is a little bit slimmer, and it's not as tall, but it is the same, like, top width. Well, no, I think it's a little bit smaller, actually. It's 16, while this one's 18. I just hate bias binding, yeah. Oh yes, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night. Tons of videos all over this. Alright, so I'm squaring the bottom. Half-inch seam allowance. Yeah, so I have a new one that I'm very, very, very slowly going to be working on called the Sarah Bag Pack. But make sure you guys keep hounding me for it. Because again, I get self-conscious and I'm like, nobody wants this. There's better, well, of course there's better patterns out there, but it's still really rewarding to see everybody make them. All right, I'm trimming down the excess. You know we want it. Did you guys see the Trailblazer bag from Bagstock? It is amazing. It's not similar to the Sarah backpack. I mean, it's a similar concept because it's like, I can test for you. But it's a really cool pattern. Like, I almost said screw it to everything that's on my to-do list and just made it, but I have to do custom orders. I have a Frisia and this and a Snorlax wallet that I have to make. There's no post on Sundays. So that's good. Sewing a box stitch around those connectors because I can't add a rivet or it will just perforate my seam and I don't want that to compromise it. Still deciding on fabric. Yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm running out of energy. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the lining done because again, I really want to make it look perfect for as much as this person paid for their custom order. So I'm not gonna be able to finish this bag, but I do have tons of videos making this bag. Just getting so tired. Yeah. Can you see all my bobbins? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, go to bed. Well, the thing is, like, I know that I'm gonna lay in bed wishing I were sewing, but like, it's good to go to bed. You're allowed to relax even if you're not sleeping. And I'll come back later. But I've become somewhat of a morning person. Somewhat. Not a lot. But I used to be able to sew till like 4 in the morning. Guess I'm just getting older. Come on. Okay, but at least I can show you guys the exterior of this bag and you can get an idea of what it's gonna look like. Sleeping tonight. I have to add my nameplate. Good thing I can do it now. Ooh. Hey Ben, is it bedtime? So here's what the bag is going to look like. It'll look a lot better once that lining is inside. No work tomorrow. Full day of cooking. Oh, nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add this nameplate before I forget. Oh, Johnny. It's hard. Oh, crud. to look nice up here. Ben on my big screen TV. Oh. He is a big cat, so it's understandable. Connor's just sleeping away. Ooh, this nameplate is like really green looking, so it looks really cool. Hey, we didn't forget the nameplate. Alright, so there's the nameplate added. Sometimes I add it on the bottom, sometimes I add it to the top. It just depends on when I remember to add it. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this back to being wrong side out because the lining goes inside, not the other way around. Okay, here's what the bottom of the bag looks like. Nice and sharp. So thank you guys for hanging out for the last hour and a half or so in the sitting room. I am feeling run down. It's been a long day. I guess I've been technically working since like 10:30. I don't know. Yes. Oh, I will. Absolutely post pictures of the finished set. I can't wait to see it done. I want to stay live, but I gotta lay down. I have to rest. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.